Namaskara, welcome to Correct Kannada. This is the postpositions in Kannada part 1. In this we will look at all the postpositions that are very common in Kannada. There are many, but we are trying to pick up only the important ones and give it in part 1. Part 2 will come later with other postpositions. Okay, postpositions in Kannada are very powerful. Okay, postpositions are nothing but a group of letters or a word which are added after a verb to give additional meaning. These postpositions are added to past participle, infinitive mode, imperative mode, or any other form of the verb. There are also suffixes that get added to nouns to convert them to verbs. There are suffixes that are added to verbs to convert them to nouns, so it goes both ways. So it need not be a group of letters that are added only to verbs. It could be added also to nouns. All these suffixes are called postpositions and they help to convey a certain meaning. Okay, the first most important postposition is Budu. This is used extensively in Kannada. So Budu converts a verb to a noun and it's called gerund in English, and this is for present tense and future tense. There is a past, so this is the present and past, present and future gerund. There is a postposition for past tense also, which is a past tense gerund, which will be the one that we'll see next. First, let's look at the Budu. It converts verb to noun. This is the most important thing that you have to understand, which means moment it converts it to a noun, it means that all the noun vibhaktis can be applied to it. Okay, that's the power of this Budu. So Madu, Maduvudu. So Madu points to the verb do, whereas Maduvudu points to the action of doing verb, the act of doing the verb, or act of doing, right? So the process of performing is what Maduvudu points to. Now the beauty of Kannada is that this Budu, on top of pointing to the act of doing something, it also points to the person who is doing, the one who is doing the action. So you can use Budu for both, right? That's why Budu is very powerful. And by using Budu, you take a verb and convert it to a noun, so that you don't have to deal with all the verb related conjugations anymore. Okay, so you can see this. Okay, would, for example, running is my favorite activity. Running, which is a verb, is used as a noun here. That's why it's called a gerund in English. ಓಡುವುದು ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟವಾದ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ. Chatuvatiке means activity. So ಓಡುವುದು is to run or running. Running is my ಇಷ್ಟವಾದ favorite activity, ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ. Okay. Now it also points to the one who is doing. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರುವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗನ, right? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಯಿಂದ, from the shop, ಹೊರಗೆ, outside, ಬರುವುದು, the one who is coming, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗನ, is it your son? So you could see that the Budu, same Budu, when baru means to come, so when added to, so it can mean both the activity or it can mean the noun running. It can also mean the person who is doing that action. That's the beauty of it. The boy who is coming, right? So this will be a relative participle. So it can actually, the Budu can do both actions. That's the beauty of Budu. Okay. So you can say Angadinda Baruva Huduga. So this will be your relative participle. Okay. So you can use Baruvudu also. That's the beauty of this Budu. It is very powerful. Okay. It can replace a verb, I mean it can convert a verb to a noun, and it can also point to the person who is doing the verb. Right? Okay, so we'll see some examples. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಮೈದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸವಾಗಿ ಆಯಿತು. Every day in the morning, running in the ground, maidana, right? ಓಡುವುದು has become my habit. Abhyasa, habit. Rudi is also habit. Okay. Then ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ ರಜೆ ಬೇಕು. So here ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ. So this is your Panchami Vibhakti. This is exactly what I was telling. Even though Madu is a verb, by adding Budu, we make it into a noun and we can add Vibhaktis to it. So here we are saying from doing work, right? Kelasa Maduvudu, from doing work, Raje beku, I need a holiday. From doing work. Nanu noduvudu kanasa nenasa. Kanasa nijava, right? Kanasa nijava. So Nanu noduvudu kanasa nijava. It means what I'm seeing, right? Noduvudu, what I'm seeing. Is it dream or real? So there also it is used. Okay. ಹಿರರ ದೂರವಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡುವುದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಚಾಳಿ. ಚಾಳಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್. ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಚಾಳಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್. ಹಿರರ ಅದರ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಅದರ್ಸ್ ದೂರವಾಣಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್. ನೋಡುವುದು ಟು ಸಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ or looking at other people's mobile phone is a bad habit. Okay, ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಂಜೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ದೇವರು ಎದುರು ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪದ್ಧತಿ. ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಂಜೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ 6 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ 6 o'clock ದೇವರು ಗಾಡ್ ಎದುರು ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಟು ಗಾಡ್, ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಡ್. ದೀಪ ಲ್ಯಾಂಪ್. ಹಚ್ಚುವುದು means to light a lamp. So lighting of the lamp, ಹಚ್ಚುವುದು, right? ನಮ್ಮ ಪದ್ಧತಿ, it's our custom to do that. Okay. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದುವುದು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಯ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. Studying well is every student's duty. ಓದುವುದು. Okay. ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ, right? ಯಾವದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. So it means, so there are two gerunds here. ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಲ್ಲಿ, right? In doing cooking. ಮಾಡುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪ್ತಮಿ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ. In doing cooking, ಇರುವ ತೃಪ್ತಿ, the ತೃಪ್ತಿ that is present means satisfaction. ತೃಪ್ತಿ is satisfaction. Satisfaction that is present in doing cooking. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ, other, ಯಾವದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ means any other, ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Any other activity, ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, it is not there. Okay, more examples. ಹೊಸ ಗಾಡಿ ಕೊಂಡದಿಂದ ರಮೇಶನ ಡಂಬ ಸಹಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ರೈಟ್? ಬೇಕಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುವುದು ಹೋಗುವುದು ತುಂಬಾ ಅತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಹೊಸ ಗಾಡಿ, ನ್ಯೂ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್, ಕೊಂಡದಿಂದ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಬೈಯಿಂಗ್. ಕೊಂಡದಿಂದ means from after buying. So it's from since he bought a new vehicle. Ramesha's damba means show off. ಸಹಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, not able to tolerate his show off, right? ಬೇಕಂತೆ means intentionally, purposely. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ means in front of our house. ಬರುವುದು ಹೋಗುವುದು, he keeps on coming and going. ತುಂಬಾ ಅತಿ ಆಯಿತು, it became too much, right? He just purposely is going in front of our house and going, showing off his vehicle. ಬರುವುದು ಹೋಗುವುದು. Okay. ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಗೃಹಚಾರ ಸರಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರ ಚಾಳಿ. Again, ಚಾಳಿ means habit. So ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಗೃಹಚಾರ means your stars, right? ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ is not okay ಅಂತ, like that. ಹೇಳುವುದು, telling, right? ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರು, our people, ಚಾಳಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರ ಚಾಳಿ mean our people's habit. ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದು ಕೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಇರುವುದು ಯಾಕೆ? So whatever I'm saying, if you are not listening, ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದು ಕೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ means if it is so, right? If said, ಅಂದರೆ means if said. Okay, annu is the verb here. Okay, so annu, the verb, you take the past relative participle of annu, you will get anda, and then you add raised for if, andare. So andare means if said. Okay, if it is so, right? You can use it like that. So whatever I'm saying, if you are not listening, if it is so, then what is the point in you being with me? Chote means with. Iruvudu yake, why do you stay with? Like that. ಪ್ರತಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಅಧಿವೇಶನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಧಿವೇಶನ means session. ಪ್ರತಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಅಧಿವೇಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕತೆ ಓದುವುದು ಅಂತ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಿದೆವು, right? So ಪ್ರತಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ meaning practice session. Every Kannada practice session. So abhyasa is practice. So adiveshana means session. Yenaduru, some anything. Kate, any story. Oduvudu, to reading. Anta, like that. Nirdeshidavu, right? Nirdeshidavu means we have decided, right? Nirdeshidavu or nirdhara. Actually, it's nirdhara. Nirdharidavu, right? Nirdhara is decision. So nirdharidavu means we have decided to read a story in every Kannada practice session. Okay. Kate ಓದಿದ ನಂತರ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಅಂತೂ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದೆವು. So after kate ಓದಿದ ನಂತರ, ನಂತರ means later, after reading the story, adara, its artha, meaning, ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು means to understand, understanding, ಅಂತೂ also we also ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದೆವು, we also agreed to try to understand the meaning. ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಥೆಯ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ ವಿವರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಅಂತ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದೆವು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ notwithstanding, not just that, right? ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ, not just that, ಕಥೆಯ ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, so the stories sentences ವಾಕ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ present ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ means grammar, ವಿವರಗಳ details ಬಗ್ಗೆ about, ಚರ್ಚೆ discussion ಮಾಡುವುದು doing ಅಂತ like that ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದೆವು, we agreed. Okay. ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ from doing, ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ means from doing so, ಹೀಗೆ means like this, ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯ ಜ್ಞಾನ, okay, ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಸರಳವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡುವುದು ಮತ್ತು ಓದುವುದು ಬಹಳ ಬೇಗವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು ನಿಶ್ಚಯ. ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು means grow. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ, by doing so, ನಮಗೆ to us ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ meaning knowledge, ಸರಳವಾಗಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡುವುದು ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್, ಮತ್ತು and ಓದುವುದು ರೀಡಿಂಗ್, ಬಹಳ ವೆರಿ ಬೇಗವಾಗಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್, ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು meaning grow, ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದು ನಿಶ್ಚಯ, growing is confirmed, ನಿಶ್ಚಯ, certain. Okay. So these are examples of how wudu is used. If you notice, there is very little usage of tenses. You don't have to end the sentence with tenses, and this is exactly how people speak, right? So you're using all the verbs, but you're using them in noun form. That is the whole idea here. Okay. More examples. ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡುವುದು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸೋಲಾಗುವುದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ, ಸೊ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಚತುರ್ಥಿ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ, ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಕಾರ್ಯ, ವರ್ಕ್. ಹಿಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೋರ್ತ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ನೋಡುವುದು, ಟು ಸಿ, right? Seeing around, ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ, it's very important. ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ, if not, so ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ means if not, ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು, the work, ಸೋಲಾಗುವುದು, failure, right? Failing ಸಾಧ್ಯ, it's possible for it to fail if you don't see the ಹಿಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ means the consequences of doing the work. Okay. ಚಲಚಿತ್ರ ಹಾಡುವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಗೌರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಹಾಡುವುದು, ಸೊ ಸಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೂವಿ ಸಾಂಗ್ಸ್. ಹಾಡು is to sing, ಹಾಡು is also song. The noun and the verb are one and the same. ಸೊ ಹಾಡುವುದು, to singing. ಅಂದರೆ means like if so ಅಂದರೆ is used to say so like what I said, ಅಂದರೆ is if said, right? So it points to a topic. So ಅಂದರೆ points to this topic. ಚಲಚಿತ್ರ ಹಾಡುಗಳು ಹಾಡುವುದು ಅಂದರೆ ಗೌರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. For Gauri, the act of, so this ಅಂದರೆ actually says that the act of singing songs, right? Literally it means if said. Okay, ಅಂದರೆ literally means if said, but it's used to point to a topic, right? If said, if one says ಚಲಚಿತ್ರ ಹಾಡುಗಳು ಹಾಡುವುದು, if one says singing of movie songs, right? If one says, then ಗೌರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. Gauri likes to, so it literally means ಅಂದರೆ literally means if said, but it figuratively means Gauri likes to sing movie songs. Okay, this is how it's constructed in Kannada with Andare. Okay. Then ತನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿಯನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟಳು. ಸೊ ತನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಲ್ಲಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಹರ್. ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು, so ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು is again literally means seeing it properly, right? Seeing it nicely, but actually what it means is taking care of it. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳು means to take care of. Figuratively it means to taking care. So taking care of her. So in taking ಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದಲ್ಲಿ, right? ಸಪ್ತಮಿ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ. In taking care of her voice, ಅವಳು ತುಂಬಾ very ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ, she took a lot of effort. Pattalu means she took a lot of effort to, she takes a lot of effort to take care of her voice. Then ಉದಾಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ, for example, ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೇ ಬಿಸಿಯಾದ ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂಬು ಹಣ್ಣಿನ ರಸವು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಉದ್ದರಣಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಪೂನ್, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಉದ್ದರಣಿ ಜೇನುತುಪ್ಪವು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಕುಡಿಯುವುದು ಅವಳ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. Okay, this is a long sentence. Okay, ಉದಾಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೇ ಬಿಸಿಯಾದ ನೀರು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟರ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿಸಿ ಇಸ್ ಹಾಟ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿಸಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟರ್. ನೀರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂಬು, ಲೆಮನ್, ಹಣ್ಣಿನ ಲೆಮನ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್, ರಸ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್, ರಸವು ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಉದ್ದರಣಿ ಸ್ಪೂನ್, ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಉದ್ದರಣಿ ಜೇನುತುಪ್ಪ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಜೇನುತುಪ್ಪವು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್, ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಕುಡಿಯುವುದು ಡ್ರಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅವಳ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ. ಇದು ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ ತನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಮಧುರವಾಗಿ ಆಗುವುದು ನಿಶ್ಚಯ ಅಂತ ನಂಬುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ, ಬೈ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್, ತನ್ನ ಧ್ವನಿ, ಹರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಷ್ಟ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೋರ್, ಈವನ್ ಮೋರ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಷ್ಟು. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದಷ್ಟು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಈವನ್ ಮೋರ್. ಮಧುರವಾಗಿ, ಸ್ವೀಟ್, ಮಧುರವಾಗಿ ಆಗುವುದು. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್, ನಿಶ್ಚಯ, ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಅಂತ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ನಂಬುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇರುವುದು ಸಹಜ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ there is one nambike, belief. Iruvudu sahaja, it is normal. It is sahaja means it is normal for each person to have. So iruvudu, having one belief for each person. Aa nambike hiridukondu, catching hold of that belief, ನಾವು ಉದ್ಧಾರ means to become better, ಆಗುವುದು, ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುವುದು. ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗುವುದು, ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುವುದು meaning becoming better, or ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುವುದು means falling down. ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. So whether you become better or ಕೆಳಗೆ means down. ಹೋಗುವುದು, going down. ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ meaning in our self-confidence or self-belief. ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. It depends on the self-belief. Okay, so this is the type 2 of the wudu examples, where now you will be pointing to the person, right? The wudu will be pointing to the person. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮನ. The one who is going there, is it your brother? ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡುವುದು ಒಂದು ಕಳ್ಳ. The one who is looking at us is a thief. ಅವರ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಮಾತಾಡುವುದು ನನ್ನ ತಂಗಿ. The one who is speaking with him is my sister. ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಅಳುವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗು. The baby that is crying loudly in the room is yours. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಕಸವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಎದುರೇ ಎಸೆಯುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವರು. The one who is putting the garbage, kasa is garbage, right? And kasa is garbage, and esse is to throw. In front of our house is our neighbor. ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವರು. Then ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಗವಾಗಿ ಓಡುವುದು ನನ್ನ ಕುದುರೆ. The one which is running fast is my horse. So this is your type 2 example of wudu, where the wudu is pointing to the person doing the action. Same wudu, it will point to the person doing the action. So keep this in mind as well. Okay, now it's iddu. Iddu is basically the past tense of wudu. So wherever you want to, this is the past gerund, right? So wherever you want to use past tense and want to use wudu, you'll have to use iddu. This is also a very useful suffix. So how you do it? Take the past verbal participle of the verb and add iddu, right? To get the meaning of what you did. Okay, what you did and what the one who did. Similar to what we saw about wudu. But in wudu's case, it is just the verb root, you directly add wudu. Here you have to take the past verbal participle and then add iddu. Okay, so mado will become madi, madiddu. So neenu nenne means yesterday. Madiddu tumba tappu. Yesterday what you did was very wrong. Madiddu. Okay, what you did. Then, so how you do it? Madi plus iddu, madiddu. Past verbal participle of madu plus iddu. Karedu, again past verbal participle of kare is karedu. Karediddu. Karedu plus iddu is karediddu. Okay. Right. ನೆನ್ನ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಗೋಡೆ ಹತ್ತಿ ಜಿಗಿಯಿದ್ದು ಅವನು. The one who jumped. Jigi is to jump. ಜಿಗಿದಿದ್ದು, not ಜಿಗಿದಿದ್ದು. So ಜಿಗಿದು plus iddu. So ನೆನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ, yesterday night, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಗೋಡೆ is wall. ಹತ್ತಿ climb. ಹತ್ತಿ ಜಿಗಿಯಿದ್ದು, right? ಜಿಗಿಯಿದ್ದು means jumped. ಅವನು, the one who jumped is ಅವನು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದರೂ ನಿನಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ವಾ, right? ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, whatever I said. So ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿದರೂ means even after hearing, right? ಕೇಳಿದರೂ, this is the subjunctive, even though, that subjunctive mood, right? ಕೇಳಿದರೂ, we have seen this already in the moods part 2 tutorial. ಕೇಳಿದರೂ, right? ನಿನಗೆ, to you, ನಂಬಿಕೆ, belief, ಬರಲಿಲ್ವಾ, is it not coming? ಬರಲಿಲ್ವಾ, right? ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ತಂದೆ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಹೇಳಬೇಡ. So ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, again what ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನೆ, I yesterday smoked the smoking action that I did yesterday. Tande means father, hattira to father, right? Helabeda, don't tell. Okay, this tande, the hattira means near. Again, like what I mentioned previously, in Kannada, hattira means to, it figuratively means, it literally means near, but figuratively it means to the person. So tande hattira means to the father. Helabeda, don't tell it to the father. They will say like this, tande hattira helabeda. Okay, madu, madiddu, verb to noun, what was done. Okay, so again same concept. Madu becomes madudu. Here madu became madiddu. So udu and iddu are super useful for making sentences without caring much about tenses. Now this last point, right, is something that you have to realize on your own when you start using udu and iddu in sentences. That's when you will feel that you did not have to bother about the tense completions, right? When you start speaking Kannada, the biggest difficulty that you will face is you will know the name of the verb. You will remember the verb, okay, meaning of the verb, but you will have difficulty in putting the correct tense to the verb, right? So this udu and iddu will basically help you to get rid of that problem, okay? But that is something that you need to experience it yourself when you speak. Okay, more examples with iddu. Okay, avanu ನಾಯನ್ನು ಆಗಲೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರದೆ ಸೀತೆ ಅದನಿಂದ ಅವನನ್ನು ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಳು. ಸೊ ಅವನು ನಾಯನ್ನು dog, ಆಗಲೇ means already, that time itself, ಆಗಲೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ದು, that he has seen, right? ಗೊತ್ತಿರದ ಸೀತೆ, the one Sita, ಗೊತ್ತಿರದ Sita means she did not know. So Sita not knowing, okay, so it's like not ಗೊತ್ತಿರದ means not knowing Sita, ಅವನಿಂದ, right? ಅದನಿಂದ, using the dog, ಅವನನ್ನು, him, ಹೆದರಿಕೆ means scare, okay? ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ, to scare him, ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಳು. She made an idea to scare him with the dog, not realizing that he has already seen the dog, so he will not be scared. Okay, ನಾನು ನೆನ್ನಲೆ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ತದ ಬೆಲೆಪಟ್ಟಿ means bill, ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ತದ ಬೆಲೆಪಟ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ತಿಳಿಯದೆ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿಯು ಕಟ್ಟಿದಳು. ನಾನು ನೆನ್ನಲೆ, yesterday itself, ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ತದ meaning electricity, ಬೆಲೆಪಟ್ಟಿ means bill, electricity bill, ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ means paid, had paid, or ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ being paid, right? ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ತಿಳಿಯದೆ, ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು, right, having paid, or what I paid, right? ತಿಳಿಯದೆ, not knowing, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿಯು, my wife also, ಕಟ್ಟಿದಳು, she paid, right? So then ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಘಾತ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟರು. So Pradhana Shikshaka means headmaster, right, or the principal of a school. Halliya, that villages, Vidyalaya means school, villages. Hogiddu, had gone, right, had been gone, right, been gone. Hogiddu, alliruva shikshakarike, meaning the teachers who were present in that school, right? ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, they did not know. No, ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದ ತಕ್ಷಣ, the moment they saw the headmaster, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಘಾತ means they got what you call startled, they got scared, ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟರು. Okay, so here ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು. Okay, so ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ತಡೆಯಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ನಿದ್ರೆಯನ್ನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ, yesterday night, ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ತಡೆಯಾಗಿ, ವೆರಿ ಲೇಟ್, ತುಂಬಾ ತಡೆಯಾಗಿ means very late, ಕೆಲಸದಿಂದ, from work, ಬಂದಿದ್ದು, had come. Nodi, seen, after seeing. Nanna maga, my son. Beligge, early morning. Nanna nidreyannu, my sleep. Tondare, disturb ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, did not disturb. ಇಷ್ಟು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಡಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಧ್ವನಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ದಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರು. ರೈಟ್, ಇಷ್ಟು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. ಹಾಡಿದ್ದು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್, ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಂಗ್. ಯಾರು, ಹೂ ಅಂತ, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಧ್ವನಿ, ವಾಯ್ಸ್. ಬಂದಿದ್ದ, ದಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕೇಮ್. ದಿಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ನೋಡಿದರು, ದೇ ಸಾ. ಓಕೆ. ಗುಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ನಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕೂಗಿ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಆಗಿದರು. ರೈಟ್, ಗುಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ರೌಡ್. ನಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಲಾಫ್ಡ್. ಯಾರು, ಹೂ ಅಂತ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕೂಗಿ. ಕೂಗಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿ ಶೌಟೆಡ್ ಲೌಡ್ಲಿ, ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹೂ ಲಾಫ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಗಿ. ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಷಿಯನ್. ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ತುಂಬಾ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಟ್ಟು, ಆಂಗ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. He became very angry. Okay, now we are done with wudu and iddu. Now we will go to the next important suffix, which is aga. Aga means when, while, at the time of. Very, very useful suffix. It means while. Okay. Now it represents a time. Okay, now let's see the example. We'll understand the pattern. Aga suffix gives the effect of adding while or when in English sentences. When you go to the market, please get me some fresh vegetables. Market kade. In the market kade means side. So the side of the market. That's how they will say. If you go by the market, like that. Okay. Market kade hoguvaga. This aga is added to hogu. Hoguvaga. Nanage ಕೆಲವು ತಾಜಾ ತರಕಾರಿಗಳು ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಡಿ. Right? Taja means fresh. Tarakari means vegetables. Kondu kodi means buy and give. Okay. So when you go to the market, please get me some fresh vegetables. Market ke hoguvaga. This hoguvaga is this when you go. So this hoguvaga, hoguva plus aga. Okay. So this is basically how it is done. Is you take the present relative participle and then add aga to it. Hoguva, right, is a present relative participle of hogu. So in this case, you can also do the past relative participle. We'll see those examples. So you basically have to take the relative participle of the verb, add aga to it. It will give the equivalent of when you do the verb, when you, while you, like that. Aga can be attached to any of the 9 tenses supported by Kannada. The last PNG marker is removed and aga is added. Okay, but usually you will see only a few of these 9 tenses are relevant when you want to say this. But let's see the examples. ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸದ್ದು ಕೇಳಿದೆ. While I was doing my work. So this is your past continuous tense. That's why ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. Say ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ and then you put aga. ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ should be. That ene you removed and you put aga. Then it means that while I was doing my work, I heard a sound. Right? ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. Saddu means sound. While going, hoguvaga. Right? So while going, hoguvaga means hogu plus aga, simple present tense. Okay? But indicates a future time. Okay? Now, hogiddaga means when I had gone. See, hogi iddaga. So it's a past perfect tense. When I had gone. Right? Past perfect plus aga. So here hoguvaga is usually simple present used, but actually it represents future, as you know. Simple present can be used for representing future. This one. Tiliyuvaga, when at the time of getting down. Right? Sorry, iliyuvaga, not tiliyuvaga. Iliyuvaga means at the time of getting down. Right? Then iddaga, meaning when I was there. Nanu alli iddaga, when I was present there. This was past tense. Okay? When I was there. So what is the iddaga mean? Nanu alli iddaga ಆ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತದೆ. When I was there, at that event or that incident occurred. Okay. So Simha ಅಲೆದಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ, while the lion was wandering. So ಅಲೆದಾಡು means to wander. ಅಲೆದಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ, right? ಅಲೆದಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ means continuous tense, while it was wandering. Right? ಅಲೆದಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ. ನಾನು ಮಲಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕನಸು ಕಂಡೆ. While I was sleeping, I heard a dream. I had a dream. ನಾನು ಮಲಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕನಸು ಕಂಡೆ. Okay, Aga formation rules, tense form. So present and future. So if it's u ending root verb, then you just have to put va. Madu maduvaga, hogu hoguvaga, bare bareyuvaga. If it's non-u ending, you have to put u, bareyuvaga. And the va is needed because that's we are trying to convert it to a present verbal participle, and therefore the va is needed. Okay. If it's a past tense, then you have to use a past relative participle. Sorry, this was a present relative participle. That's why you are adding va to represent present relative participle. If it's past relative participle, you have to first of all convert it to past relative participle and then add aga. So madu will become madida, then madida plus aga madidaga. Bare is baredu, baredu plus aga baredaga. Okay. If it's past perfect, right, then past relative participle of iru plus aga. So we will see it. Madiddaga, right? Madid iddaga, madi iddaga. Baredu iddaga. So that idda is your iru, past relative participle of iru. Okay. Then past continuous, past relative participle of iru again with aga. Again madutta, the main verb will still be the same. Madutta iddaga again. Just like how you got madi iddaga. Right? Bareyutta iddaga. So the iddaga is what will be present and future continuous tense will be madutta iruvaga. Madutta iruvaga is or bareyutta iruvaga. This is your present and future continuous tense. Iruvaga you have to use. Okay. Okay. So more example. Ramesh yeddaga gante hannondu ayitu. When Ramesh woke up. So yeddaga. So yelu is basically to rise, to get up. Okay. So the past relative participle of yelu is yeddu. So yeddaga. Okay. Yeddaga gante, time. ಹನ್ನೊಂದು 11 ಆಯಿತು. Okay. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ನೋಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗಲೇ ಕಳ್ಳನು ತಪ್ಪಿ ಓಡಿದ. While the police was looking, ನೋಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ, was looking, right? Present continuous, past continuous. Thief escaped. ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಓದುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಉಂಟು ಆಗುತ್ತದೆ. Untu agu means it gets created. Okay, this untu agu is a verb that says it gets formed, it gets created, it gets produced. That's what this untu. Then when you read this shloka, an energy is created inside you. Okay, so untu also means they will use it in a certain form in Kannada. I'll share that also. So untu agu means it gets created. That is one example. Another example is they will say neenuntu avanuntu. When they say like that, it is between you and him, like that. Okay, nanu idalli moogu iduvadilla. I will not put my nose in this topic. ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮೂಗು ಇಡುವುದಲ್ಲ. ನೀವುಂಟು ಅವನುಂಟು. When they say like that, it is between you and him. Like that. There also this untu is used. So untu in general means to something that gets formed, that gets created is untu agu. Okay. Then ನೀವು ಧಾರವಾಡ ಪಕ್ಕ, ಧಾರವಾಡ, okay, ಧಾರವಾಡದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ನೀನು ಧಾರವಾಡ ಪಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಹಿ ಪೇಡಗಳು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ. When you are going to ಧಾರವಾಡ, so ನೀವು ಧಾರವಾಡ ಪಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ, when you are going, right? The present relative participle hoguvaga. When you go there, buy pedas for me. Buy those sweet pedas. Sihi pedagala means sweet pedas for me. Male baruvaga kitakigalu muchchidabeku. Male baruvaga, when rain comes, when it rains, right? So it's future. Male baruvaga, windows must be closed. Bus stop alli nintukondu iddaga. So again past nintukondu iddaga, while waiting at the bus stop ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸೂಚನೆ ಬಂತು. While I was standing in the bus stop, while I stood ನಿಂತುಕೊಂಡು ಇದ್ದಾಗ, so while I stood in the bus stop, actually while I stood in the bus stop, I got an idea. Okay, so more examples with aga. So both past and non-past. When I say non-past, it's present and future. Forms can be used for past or non-past event in any manner. The time is understood based on the main clause. So see the example below. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನೀವು ಬರಬೇಕು. When you come this side next time, you must certainly come to our shop. So this is future, right? When you come. But you can still use bandaga. Banda is past relative participle, but it can still be used because the context tells that it is in future. So nama kanade barabeku means you must come. So this barabeku tells that here this is also is in the future, but bandaga is busy. You can say baruvaga, like absolute literal grammatical correct word will be ee kade, this side. Okay, baruvaga you should say, but people use bandaga also. Okay, samayakke is also used as a replacement to aga, right? Samayakke, office ke ಹೊರಡುವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ. Why are you so irritated? Kirikiri means irritation. Why are you so irritated at the time of leaving to office? Office ಹೊರಡುವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ. So ಹೊರಡಿಯು, instead of saying ಹೊರಡುವಾಗ, you can say ಹೊರಡುವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ. ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ is like a replacement to ಆಗ. Okay, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ means he came. ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲೇಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. So he came exactly when I was going to. Sariyagi means he came exactly when I was going to have my lunch. So I have to share with him, right? Hanchi means to share. Hanchikollabekagittu. Bekagittu means I was forced to share it with him, share my lunch with him. Okay, so the next aga is completed. The next suffix or the postposition is ada mele and anda mele. So very useful. People use it very often, right? Ada mele means after happening. Anda mele means after telling, after saying or after establishing. Okay, so let's see how this is used. Ishtu ada mele nanu illi iruvudu sariyalla. After so much has happened, right? It is not right for me to be here. That's what ishtu means, so much. Ada mele means after this such a thing has happened. That's what ada mele. Ada is the past tense of agu, right? Past relative participle of agu. Mele means up, right? Literally it means up. But ada mele means after it has happened, meaning after something has completed. That's what this. It's an expression that we have to understand, right? After so much has happened, it is not right. Again, ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಅಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಧೈರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. Now that it is established. So this expression is what this anda mele. So anda is basically annu is the verb. Annu means to say. Anda is the past relative participle of annu. So when you say anda mele, it means once it has been proven, once it has been said, right, that he is a good doctor, we can take his treatment. So this expression is what you have to understand. ನಾನು ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. After giving my word, I do not take it back, right? So past relative participle of kodu is kottu. So note, any past relative participle can be used before mele to give the effect of after having. Okay, after having that action, whatever. So then ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆ ಅಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಯೇ ಇರತ್ತೆ. Once you say it's a big house, right, then they should have good money as well. So this anda mele means again like what we say, once it has been established or once you said that, after you have said that. So this is how people speak. So you need to pick up this expression. Literally anda mele means after saying that. Okay, after saying. Mele is more of after. So after saying that, mele literally means up. right? After saying that. Okay, so different usage of ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ. Okay, denotes completion of an event, action, time, situation. Okay, ಸಂಜೆ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಂಜೆ meaning ಸಂಜೆ means evening. After it becomes evening, I'll come to your house. Like that. ಸಂಜೆ 6 ಗಂಟೆ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ದೀಪ ಹಚ್ಚುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪದ್ಧತಿ, right? Sanjay means evening, 6 ಗಂಟೆ 6 o'clock, ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ. ಕೂಡಲೇ means immediately after it happens. So this ada is used to show the completion of an event. So agu means to become, to happen. Ada means happened, past tense, right? Or the past relative participle. Ada kudale, you can say ada mele or ada kudale, meaning kudale means immediately. Mele means after, right? Deepa hachuvadu means lamp. Hachu is to ignite the lamp. Namma paddhati means it's our custom. Okay, ನಿನ್ನ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಾ. ನಿನ್ನ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ, after your exam gets over, right? ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ, come to my house. ನಾನು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಮೊದಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಊರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಚ್ಛತೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು, right? ಪ್ರಧಾನ means when I become the leader or president or principal, ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ, or ಊರು, so I become the MLA or something. Some leading position is pradhana. Ada kudale, immediately after becoming. So it represents a completion of an event. That's what I'm trying to explain here or emphasize here. Nanu nanna modala, my first kelasa, work. Oorannu, the village or the town. Oorannu swachhate maduvudu means cleaning the town. Maduvudu. Okay, and then ಮಕ್ಕಳು 21 ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಇರಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ಮಕ್ಕಳು means children. 21 means 21 years. ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ, after they become 21. Okay, ಅವರನ್ನು they ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ, independently, ಇರಕ್ಕೆ to be. ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ means father and mother. ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು, they should allow them, they should leave them to be independent. Okay. ನಾನು ದೊಡ್ಡವನು ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಗಾಡಿ ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. once I become ದೊಡ್ಡವನು means when I become big person, right? ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ mean once I become a rich person. ನಿನಗೆ, for you, one ಹೊಸ ಗಾಡಿ, new vehicle, ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೇನೆ, I'll buy and give you. ನಿನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಬೇಕು. After your work is done, then my work has to be done. So this ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ. ಅಡುಗೆ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋಣ. After the cooking, or after the cooking is done, completed, then we can eat. That's what. So this ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ represents the completion of an event. Okay, ಅಡುಗೆ ಆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋಣ. So it also links two sentences, if you notice. Adige agu, and after completion of adige, you are going to eat. Then the next suffix is kollu. Okay, kollu is basically a verb. By itself means to buy. Okay, but when kollu is linked with other verbs, it represents an action that you are doing on yourself. Okay? Example: shirt haki kollu. Right, haki kollu means put on your shirt. You're telling somebody. So shirt haki kollu. Haku is put. Kollu means you're asking the person to wear the shirt on himself, right? Okay. Horagade hogabeku. Horagade means we have to go outside. Okay. ನೀನೆ ಕಾಫಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳು. ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ಯುಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. Right? ನೀನೆ, you yourself. ಕಾಫಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳು means make coffee yourself. ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ಯುಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. Actually, people will say, no, people will not say busy yagi, people will say swalpa busy iddene, they will say. This yagi will not be there. Nanu swalpa busy iddene. People in Bangalore, right? Pure Kannada speaking people will not even use busy. I don't know the exact word for busy. Okay, then chennagi ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ keys itte anta. Key is by the way is Keelikai. Okay, key is called Keelikai, or it's also called Bigakai. Okay, there are biga means lock. Biga, if you add kai to it, kai means hand. So if you add biga kai, it means keys. Biga means lock. Similarly, kili means lock. Kili kai means keys. So ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ಕೀಲಿಕೈ ಇಟ್ಟೆ ಅಂತ. So somebody is asking, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳು means think carefully. ನೆನಪಿಡು means to remember. Think, remember carefully, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, nicely, right? So here ಕೊಳ್ಳು is added to tell the person to remember himself, where he kept the house key. Idu is to keep, itte, where did you keep anta, like that. Okay. ಆ ಪತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವೇ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ means you see for yourself. ಆ ಪತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ, in that paper, ಏನು ಬರೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, what has been written, like that, you yourself read it. So this ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡೆ. So this ಕೊಳ್ಳು past tense is ಕೊಂಡೆ. I told myself, ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡೆ, ನನಗೆ, ನಾನು ನನಗೆ, to myself, I told to myself, ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡೆ, that I have to study properly. Okay. ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Your mother is not feeling well, take care of her. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ means you have to, literally it means see, right? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, see properly, but figuratively it means take care of the person. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿಗೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is my box, or this is my suitcase, right? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿನ, for a few days, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, in your house. ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ means keep it. So again ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ being added, right? ಬಚ್ಚಲ ಮನೆಯ ಚೀಲಕವನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಬಚ್ಚಲ ಮನೆ is bathroom for your bathing, right? ಬಚ್ಚಲ ಮನೆಯ ಚೀಲಕ means the bolt. Okay, ಚೀಲಕವನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. The bolt, put the bolt properly. So it's called ಚೀಲಕ. So when you perform an action on yourself, or when asking someone to perform an action on themselves, then you use ಕೊಳ್ಳು. Okay, adding to the past verbal participle of the verb. Okay, that's important. So you take the past verbal participle of the verb. So for example, ಹಾಕಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So these are all past verbal participle. To that you have to add the ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. And the ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ sometimes can also become a past tense also, but the first verb has to be past tense, past verbal participle. Okay, so depending upon the tense, ಕೊಳ್ಳು needs to be conjugated also. This is what I meant. So these are some examples. ಕೊಂಡು is also used when you are doing two actions successively. Okay, here ಕೊಂಡು is used to show two actions that is done successively very quickly. For example, one after the other. That's what successively means. So it's there you will use ಕೊಂಡು. Okay, ಮನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. So ಮನೆಗೆ, to the house, ಏನು ಬೇಕು, what is needed, ಬೇಕು means needed, ಎಂದು, like that. ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, right? ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ means ask and go, right? Ask and go. So because it's ask and go, you don't have to say, ಕೊಂಡು is like a linking word to say ask and go. It's like two immediate actions happening. Now ಎಂದು, now this is something that I want to mention here, because in the previous sentence also we have this anta, endu, because it's a good time to explain this. If not, you will not be able to understand. There are words in Kannada which are pointers to topic. Okay, endu, anta, enbudu. Okay, anta is the most common. Okay, endu is also there. Endu, anta, enbudu, enba. There are four such words. One more time I repeat: endu, anta, enbudu, and enba. Right, the enbudu and enba is very rare because it's only in prose. Most of the time it will be endu and anta. These words are words that point to a topic, and the topic is basically what is before it. Okay, and it also represents, they are also representing like a quotation mark. Okay, like a direct speech, right? So ಮನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು, this is the topic. ಎಂದು, so this ಎಂದು is pointing to this. ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ, right? ask. Endu is ask and go. So this is the topic that Endu is pointing to. Manage ಏನು ಬೇಕು. Okay, so it means that somebody is telling a person to ask and go the exact same words. Manege ಏನು ಬೇಕು. Go and ask the person in the house what they want, like that. ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಾ. ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, next house, right? Neighboring house. Vidyut means electricity. Ideya, is it there? Okay, ideya anta. Again, ideya anta. This is basically the quotation mark, or what you call as the topic that this anta is pointing to. Anta kelikondu ba. So one person is telling the other person to go to the next house and go and ask them whether they have electricity. Right? That they have electricity. We say that they have, right? So that is what this anta means. So go and ask the next house if, or I mean not if, go and ask the next house if they whether they have current in their house. So in Kannada they don't have such indirect speech. Instead what we do is we exactly put the direct speech words and then we'll put anta. Okay, so it's like putting this pakkada manayalli vidyut ideya and putting it into quotation mark and then say anta, right? So anta kelikondu ba. So one person is telling the other person to exact sentence what he should ask in the neighboring house. That's when this anta. So anta is pointing to that topic. Okay, I hope it's clear. Endu ananta. Okay, ಗಾಡಿಯನ್ನು ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಚಾಲಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಚಾಲಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕು means drive and go. That's why this kondu is used. ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ, slow. ಗಾಡಿ is vehicle. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮೂಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮೂಹದಲ್ಲಿ means in our society ಇರುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಇರುವ children, ಮಕ್ಕಳು means children, present children, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು, all of them, ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು join them, ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So ಸೇರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು, so you have to get them together first and then do. So if it's like two action successive, you can use kondu. Right? Then ಹಿರಿಯರ ಉಪದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು. ನಡೆಸು is to run your life. ಜೀವನ is life. So you should run your life. Hiriyaranu means elders. Upadesha. So elders advice kelikondu. After hearing elders advice, you should run your life. But that's what it means. So helikondu nadesabeku. These are two actions, one after. So kondu is used for linking two actions. And kondu is a past tense of kodu. Okay, kodu. Kodu is another thing. While kollu is for doing something on yourself, kodu means doing something for others. If you're doing something for others, you will use kodu. For a kodu literally means to give. So ಈ ಪಾಠವನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡುತ್ತೀರಾ. ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡು is literally meaning teach, but it's actually ಹೇಳಿ means tell. Kodu, give. Tell and give. So tell and give is the literal word. Figuratively it means teach. So kodu when added to certain word will give a different meaning. For example, heli kodu means teach. Madi kodu, right? Helu plus kodu, heli kodu. Madu plus kodu means do it on behalf of someone else. For most nouns, when kodu is added, it means doing the action for someone else. For various tenses, the kodu needs to be conjugated while the main verb is kept in the past verbal participle. Heli kottenu, I taught. Nanu ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಒಗೆದು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆನು. ಒಗೆದು ಕೊಡಿ. So ನನ್ನ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಒಗೆದು ಕೊಡಿ. Wash and give my clothes. Somebody is washing for you. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ means one time, once. So one time ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಿ. So for example, you have some account or whatever, you just are asking, hey, just take a look and give. Like that we say, right? That is basically like this. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಿ, right? ನೋಡಿ ಕೊಡಿ. So that's your kodu, right? Where you say see and give. So you're asking somebody else to do the work. Bidu is literally means leave. but it's added to verbs to indicate fast, unexpected, involuntary, uh, unwanted action. For example, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ, right? Malagi bitte means malagi is the past verbal participle. Bitte is also past. It's a past of bidu. Mean I slept off. Right? This bidu is typically meaning what we use in English is off. I went off. I slept off. I ran off like that. So these are all fast actions, right? Change iddare kottu bidi sir. That means if you have change, please just give it off like that. Kottu bidi. Change means change for money. Okay? ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡದೆ ಮಗನನ್ನು ತಂದೆ ಬೈದು ಬಿಟ್ಟ. Without thinking, the father scolded. Baiyu is to scold. Baidu is the past verbal participle. Baidu bitta. He scolded off his son without thinking. ಇಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ ಮರದ ಬಿಟ್ಟ. ಹುಟ್ಟು ಹಬ್ಬ means birthday. Okay, Huttu plus Habba. Habba means festival. Huttu means birthday. Okay, ಇಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ means that it's your birthday. ಎಂದು ಅಂತ ಮರೆತು ಬಿಟ್ಟ means I forgot off like that off. Okay, bidu means leave. When bidu is added to verbs, it gives a sense of doing action quickly, hastily, involuntarily, unexpectedly. Okay. ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು ಕದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಓಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. Kaddu means after stealing, right? So it's the past verbal participle of steal. Kaddu. Mavina hannu means mangoes. I stole mangoes. Allinda, from there. Odibitte, I ran off. Okay, odibitte. Okay. Ishtavilada kelasa bittu bitte. Ishtavilada kelasa means a work that I did not like. Bittu bitte, I left off the work. I resigned. Nanu nanna annana rahasya diary nodibitte. So I saw my brother's secret diary, nodibitte, right? Take past verbal participle of main verb and then conjugate bidu to match the subject. Agu, active to passive. This is also a very useful verb where agu is used for converting from active voice to passive voice. We would have learnt about active and passive voice in school. It's the same concept here. Madu, right, is do, right? Madalayitu was done. So it's madalu plus ayitu. That agu's past tense is used. This is how you convert from active voice to passive voice. I did the work. Nanu kelsa madide. Active voice. The work was done by me. Kelasa nanninda. Nanninda is the tritiya vibhakti. Madalayitu. Madalu plus ayitu. This is the way you construct it. The work has been done by me. Kelasa madalagitu. Right? Madalayitu means was done. Has been done is your perfect, present perfect. So madalagide. Agu becomes agide. Okay, what do you want to convert? When you want to convert from active to passive voice, step 1: make the object of the new subject. Make the object as the new subject. So kelsa, right? Kelsa is the object. Now it will become the new subject. Step 2: tritiya vibhakti of the old subject. So nanu was the old subject. That will become nanninda. It will become a tritiya vibhakti. Step 3: take the lu infinite form of the main verb. Madu will become madalu. Right? 4th, add a conjugated agu, whether it was done, has been done, had been done, whatever it is. Conjugate agu to accordingly, like aitu, right, for a neuter gender, right, matching the new subject. So typically, which will usually be the neuter gender. It will always, when you change from active voice to passive voice, the gender will be a neuter gender. Okay, so avaru kadambari ondu baredaru. He wrote a novel. Okay, kadambari means novel. ಬರೆದರು. Okay, ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಒಂದು ಅವರಿಂದ ಬರೆಯಲಾಯಿತು. It was written by him. ಬರೆಯಲಾಯಿತು. So this is your active to passive voice. Okay, agu is also a noun to verb converter. Okay, agu is also added to many nouns to convert them to verbs. For example, maduve agu, get married. Maduve means marriage. Agu means marriage happen. That's the exact meaning of this verb. Maduve agu, get married. Then you start conjugating agu. That's all. That's how you create from a noun to a verb. Again, baya agu. Baya means fear. Agu, get scared, become scared. Guttu agu, right? Become known, come to know. Guttu is a verb. It's not a. Guttu is a noun. It's not a verb. So ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು means I know, right? So ಗೊತ್ತು means know, right? Or to be aware. So when you say ಗೊತ್ತು ಆಗು, you come to know, right? Then you understand. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. When you say ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ means I understood. Then ಗೊಂದಲ ಆಗು. Gondola means confuse. Gondola ಆಗು, get confused. So ಗೊಂದಲ means confusion. Okay, the noun confusion. ಗೊಂದಲ ಆಗು, when you put ಆಗು to it, then it will become a verb. Right? Then ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಆಗು, get satisfied. ಹಸಿವು ಆಗು, get hungry. Then ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಆಗು, get thirsty. Right? ಸುಸ್ತು ಆಗು, get tired. Right? ನನಗೆ ಸುಸ್ತು ಆಗಿದೆ, you will say. ನನಗೆ ಸುಸ್ತು ಆಗಿದೆ means I became tired. Any noun of emotion, taste, feeling can be converted to verb by adding agu. Very, very useful. Then padu, experience or endure. This is also very similar to agu. It is also added to nouns to make it into verb. Okay, literally padu means to experience. Helps to convert noun to verb. Padu, kashta. Kashta means difficult. Kashta padu, to endure difficulty, hardship. Kashta padu. Right? Padu must be conjugated as kodu, similar to kodu. Okay, so it's a irregular verb. Kottu, kodu becomes kottu, right? Past tense like that. Nanu ನೋವಿಂದ ಕಷ್ಟಪಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. I am enduring the difficulty from the pain. ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಓದಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು, this is the past tense. ಪಟ್ಟು. Okay. Padu can be added to all emotional words. Okay, ದುಃಖಪಡು. ದುಃಖಪಡು means feel grief. ಅವನು ತಿರಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ದುಃಖಪಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. So ತಿರಿ ಹೋಗು means to die. ತೀರಿ ಹೋಗು, by the way. ತೀರಿ ಹೋಗು means die. It's a polite way of saying somebody died. ಸಾಯಿ ಸಾಯು is to die. Literally, there is no politeness there. Whereas if you say tiri yogu, so avana tayi or avana tande tiri hogidare, when you say it means his father died. Okay, the exact word that you have to use is tiri hogu. Okay, tiri hogidare. So this is the word. Okay, tumba dukka padutta iddene. I am grieving. Continuous tense. Right? Sukha padu, right? Experience happiness. Sustu padu, experience tiredness. Okay. Padu has to be conjugated as kodu. Next one, relative participle plus inda. Right? What do you get? Past relative participle plus inda will give you the because of, due to effect. Okay. Right? Present relative participle plus inda will give the effect of by doing something. Okay. ಮಾಡಿದರಿಂದ, because of having done. ಮಾಡುವುದರಿಂದ, by doing, future action, it's not done yet. ನೋಡಿದರಿಂದ, because of having seen. ನನಗೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೋಗ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು means small children. Since I had some ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ, since they were present with me, because I had small children with me, ಹೊರಗೆ outside ಹೊರಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೋಗ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. I could not go outside to work. So ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ means because of this, because of a reason. ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ, right? Then ಆ ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡಿದರಿಂದ ಏನೋ ಲಾಭವೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನು ಲಾಭವೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. From, because of seeing that movie, ನೋಡಿದರಿಂದ. Because of seeing the movie, there is no use. Labha means no gain. Okay. ಪೊಲೀಸನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರಿಂದ ಕಳ್ಳರು ಓಡಿ ಹೋಗಿದರು. Right? Because of seeing the police, the thief ran away. ಕೆಲಸ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದ್ದರಿಂದ ಇಂದು ಮನೆ ಹೋಗ ತಡವಾಗಬಹುದು. Because of the presence of lot of work, today going home will become maybe late. ತಡವಾಗಬಹುದು. ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಓದುವುದರಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ means future, ಪಡೆಯಬಹುದು. is to get, ಪಡೆಯಬಹುದು. ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಓದುವುದರಿಂದ, meaning by working very hard, by studying very hard. ಓದುವುದರಿಂದ, this is future. ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ, a good future ಪಡೆಯಬಹುದು. You can get a good future. So relative participle and personal pronoun. This is also very, very useful. For example, add them to relative participle of the verb to generate noun. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವವರು, right? ಮಾಡು plus ಅವರು, right? ಮಾಡುವವರು, right? ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವವರು. Then ಹೊಸವರು, right? ಹೊಸ plus ಅವರು, ಹೊಸವರು, meaning new people, right? ಹೋದವರು, ಬಂದವರು, right? ಬಂದವರು means those who came. ಹೋದವರು means those who went. It's ಹೋದ plus ಅವರು. ಬಂದ plus ಅವರು, ಹೋದ plus this is a past relative participle. I mean the past relative participle of the verb ಹೋಗು. ಬರು past relative participle is ಬಂದ. So ಬಂದ plus ಅವರು, ಬಂದವರು, ಹೋದವರು. ನಿಂತವರು, ನಿಂತವರು means those who stood. In ನಿಂತ as a past relative participle of ನಿಲ್ಲು. ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡವರು, ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡವರು again is those who sat, right? Again ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳು becomes ಕೊಂಡ, right? So that ಕೊಂಡ is your past relative participle of ಕೊಳ್ಳು. Okay, ಹೊಸದು means new thing. So here ಹೊಸ plus ಅದು, ಹೊಸದು. So if you add, these are all personal pronouns, right? ನಾನು, ನೀನು, ಅವನು, ಅವರು, ಅದು, ಅವು. These are all personal pronouns. So you can add personal pronouns to nouns. That's basic, I mean to the past relative participle of nouns, right? To get the effect of what you call to make them into nouns, right? To a person, right? See, nintavanu, those who stood, nintavaru, those who are standing or those who stood. You are pointing, you are referring to the people who are standing, right? Hosadu means you are talking about a new thing. We'll say, angi hosadu, that shirt is new, like that. Ollayadu, good thing, right? Ulidavaru means those who have survived. Ulidavaru, ulisu is ulisu is basically to save, right? Here ulidavaru means those who have survived. Ulida, so uli means to survive. Sattavaru means those who have died. Again, sayu is the verb. Satta is the past relative participle of sai. So sadhu, satta plus avaru, sattavaru. Ante. So ante is basically like likewise, as per, like as if. It's also very useful suffix. Can be added to both nouns and verbs. Okay. So ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದೆವು. ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ means like how you told. ಹೇಳಿದಂತೆ, right? ಹೇಳಿದ plus ಅಂತೆ. So ಹೇಳಿದ is again past relative participle. ಹೇಳಿದ plus ಅಂತೆ. ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದೆವು. But it can be attached to nouns also. We'll see the one. Next example. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಪ್ಪಂದದಂತೆ. See, ಒಪ್ಪಂದ means agreement. It's a noun. ಒಪ್ಪಂದದಂತೆ means as per our agreement. So this one represents as per. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಪ್ಪಂದದಂತೆ ನೀವು ನನಗೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. You have to give me 10 lakhs. Okay. Then ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಂತೆ ಮಾತಾಡುತ್ತಾನೆ. He is speaking like a wise person. Okay. ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಂತೆ. ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತ means wise person. ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಂತೆ. So we are adding ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರು ಅಂತೆ, ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಂತೆ. Then ಶಕ್ತಿವಂತರಂತೆ. Again ಶಕ್ತಿವಂತವರು plus ಅಂತೆ, ಶಕ್ತಿವಂತ. Like a strong person, he walks, ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಶಕ್ತಿವಂತರಂತೆ ನೀನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಭಾರ ಇರುವ ಮೇಜು ಎತ್ತೆ. As if you are a strong person, why did you lift, right? Ettu is to lift. Why did you lift such a heavy meju, table, right? As if you are a strong person. So this as if is also ante. ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಂತೆ ನನಗೆ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. Don't go and advise me as if you are some smart person. Here also you use this. ನಾವು ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡದಂತೆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವಳು. So this ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳು is a very useful verb. It means to assume, okay, to think, right? To assume, you think is called ಅಂದುಕೊಳ್ಳು. And in spoken Kannada they will just say ankollu, right? Andkondeni means I think, I thought, I assumed. All those things you can use ankollu. I thought you are going to come tomorrow only. Then you will say, oh, ನೀವು ನಾಳೆ ಬರುತ್ತೀರಿ ಎಂದು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡೆ. ನೀವು ನಾಳೆ ಬರುತ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡೆ means I thought you are going to come tomorrow, like that we say, right? So that I thought is done with ಅಂದುಕೊಂಡು. Okay. ಹಳೆಯ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಆದರೂ ಹೊಸದಂತೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತದೆ. ಹೊಸದಂತೆ, as if it's new. Like, okay, ಹಳೆಯ ಬಟ್ಟೆ means old clothes. ಆದರೂ, even though it's old clothing, it looks like new. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಗ್ರಹಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿಯಂತೆ ಬದಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೂರ್ಯಗ್ರಹಣ, ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೂರ್ಯಗ್ರಹಣ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಲಿಪ್ಸ್, solar eclipse, ಹಗಲು means day, ರಾತ್ರಿಯಂತೆ like night, okay, ರಾತ್ರಿಯಂತೆ ಬದಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. Okay. ಅಂತಹ, right, this is antha means such a. Antha is like it's like such a, right, comparison. Okay, this is actually an adverb and it is used to indicate such a. For example, anta dodda ಮನುಷ್ಯ, ಅಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಸಾರಿ, ಅಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇರುವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುವುದು ಕಷ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇರುವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಹಾರ್ಟ್. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ such a big heart. Such a big heart ಇರುವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ means person. ಇರುವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ, person who has such a big heart, ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, in the earth, ಕಾಣುವುದು, to see, ಕಷ್ಟ, it's difficult to see. When added to noun, it gives the meaning of like. For example, ಅರಮನೆ ಅಂತ ಮನೆ. ಅರಮನೆ means palace, a house like a palace, right? ನಂದವನದಂತ ಊರು. ನಂದವನವಂತ ಊರು means a village like a garden. So antaha, intaha, vantaha is like a triplet. Sorry, antaha, intaha, yantaha is a triplet. So antaha, intaha, yantaha means what kind of. Intaha means like this, such. So antaha means like that. Intaha means like this. It's more like this type of. It's more like a type. If you want to say type, right? Such a type. What type of person it is, he is. Then you will ask yantaha manushya. What type of person he is. ಎಂತಹ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅವರು, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಇಂತಹ ದುರ್ಗುಣ, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂತಹ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಇಂತಹ ದುರ್ಗುಣ ಇರುವ ಮಗ. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಇಂತಹ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ದುರ್ಗುಣ, ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇರುವ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಗ, ಸನ್. ಎಂತಹ ಹುಡುಗ ನಿನಗೆ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ? ಎಂತಹ ಹುಡುಗ, ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಡು ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಮ್ಯಾರಿ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ವಂತ is possessor of. Buddhivanta is wise person. Shaktivanta, these are all taken from Sanskrit. Okay, Talumevanta means patient person, right? Then Shrivanta, rich person. Okay, Dayaluvanta means kind of person. So this is Vanta. Garakara means again possessor of. Okay, then you Kopagara means possessor of anger. Kopa means anger. Okay, Mosagara means, Mosa means to cheat somebody. So a person who cheats, you will call them as a Mosagara, possessor of malice. Okay, Sahukara means banker. Sahu meaning it's somebody who gives money for, as a loan. So Sahukara, banker. Tana, this is also a very useful suffix. It's like Vallaya Tana means goodness. Dodda Tana means largeness. The ness that we put in English, equal to Tana. Right? Sanna Tana means smallness. Ketta Tana means badness. Right? Then Tarale Tana means mischievousness. Okay, that was the last slide. So this is part 1 of our postposition. I hope it was useful. These postpositions, of course, by doing more practice, we'll come to use them with more confidence. Okay, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. If you have any questions, please write to correctkanada@gmail.com.